Yeah, well, first of all, I think that East Texas they've got a good little squad. I think their coach has done a really good job of flipping a roster from last season to this season, and they just play really hard. I think they're going to win a lot of games in their conference this season. So that was a good test for us. I don't think we were the team that we really wanted to be tonight, at least not for 40 minutes. And I know that might sound a little crazy because of the score, but ultimately I just think that all of us on the team feel like we've got to be better. Defensively, we gave up a lot of things that we just simply can't to be the team that we want to be. And offensively, I think just kind of cleaning up some little silly turnovers that we've got, and being better at moving the ball in the half court is definitely an area we've got to get better. But some bright spots, and definitely some areas that we really, really need to get better in.
The second quarter, y'all scored 6 points, kind of had just a pause there. What did you called a timeout there. What did you kind of tell your team to kind of get it back on track?
Just to figure it out. I mean, we just, we didn't feel good after that first quarter, and then just didn't feel like we came out with the energy and effort or focus that we needed to have. That ended up being a really good quarter for us, to hold them to 6 points. But I think just kind of a little wake-up call, and just a focus issue.
Haleigh, last year you got a taste of Staley's physicality in the tournament. What's it been like playing on the side of Staley, just being on her team versus going against her last year?
Yeah, it's awesome to be her teammate and be on the other side of that. I think she's just a natural leader, and I think that shows up on the court, and just her assertiveness, and she really leads by example, and she leads with aggression, and I think that draws a lot of defense and opens a lot of things up for the rest of us. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with her and get to be her teammate.
Coach, early on, you guys, a little bit of a bumpy road. Kind of how big was that second quarter for you guys?
Yeah, it was just good to kind of get back to who we, feel like we are. But I think there's so much that goes into being a part of a new team. Whether you have a whole new team or maybe even just a few new players, we have quite a few. But the dynamics are something that just we're all kind of trying to figure out and learn. And that's what is good about these early season games, is just you're learning so much about yourself. And I'm learning a lot about them as a coach. And so that first quarter, I think, was really, kind of eye-opening for us in some ways, of some areas that we've got to get better, even with our preparation, I think, not just necessarily on the court. And then, but I loved our response in the second quarter. We did what we needed to do, and just kind of got back to neutral, which is a big deal for us. So I thought that our response was really great.
It looked like early in the game they had some success against you inside in the post and things like that defensively. Was that something that they did that came in, or was that kind of some unforced errors that kind of went into what they were able to do early in the game against you?
Yeah, honestly, I would need to watch film to remember exactly. I actually felt like it was our guard play that was the struggle for us. Just meaning they were scoring in the paint, but I just thought that our guards were not doing a very good job of keeping the ball in front and letting them get to spots that they wanted to get. And then, that draws help, and then maybe their bigs can score it. But ultimately, I think everything for us just starts with guarding the ball and keeping the ball in front. And I thought that's what we were really poor at in the first quarter.
Haleigh, when you kind of get going like that, hitting that many three-pointers, does the conversation change between you and your teammates to kind of be like, hey, like, hit me while I'm hot, or is it kind of that was always the game plan?
Yeah, I think we just practice how we play, and whoever's open gets the shot. And fortunately, I had a lot of open looks tonight. But no, I don't think it really changes. We want to be consistent in our character and in the way we play. Whoever's getting the shot, it might change, but I think just playing Cowgirl basketball, sharing the ball, and hitting the open person. So.
Coach, I mean, obviously Haleigh's offense is a big part of it, but halfway through that second, they were going neck and neck with y'all, and then she drew that charge, and y'all went on that big run. I mean, just kind of how big was her defensive play tonight?
I thought she was just a really great leader for us tonight on both ends of the floor. And not just because she was scoring necessarily, but just her demeanor, her approach, her leadership. I think I said this the other night, but she's a vet. She's got more experience on our team than anyone else, and so that's ultimately why we brought her here, and it's really cool watching her grow and just do exactly that. And I think in games, when things aren't going well, it's just you just need one play to kind of bust it open or shift the momentum, and that was a huge momentum shift for us. So I've just been really proud of her leadership really on both ends of the floor.
You did manage to get to the line 34 times as a team tonight. Was that, I don't want to say part of the game plan, obviously part of basketball is getting to the free throw line, but just kind of a more concerted effort to try to get to the line a little bit?
I just think that is something that Staley's really great at. She drew 10 fouls within that stat. And I was really proud of Staley. I think she's growing. Last year, it maybe would have taken her a little while to kind of get going. And, she's just got this switch, and I want it to be on all the time. It's not quite on all the time, but last year I think she would have waited a little longer. This year or tonight, I thought she just flipped it on pretty early in that first quarter. And she was really aggressive. And then that was ultimately, she went 12 times. So I loved who she was from just an aggression standpoint, and I think that she makes everyone around her better and more confident when she's aggressive like that. For everyone else, I think it took us a little bit of time to kind of figure that out. A lot of those came in the second half, but we got to make more. We can't miss 11 free throws. So it was good to get there, but we need to be better at finishing.